And welcome back to the Open Division Playoff Games. You're here with Capping TV. My name is Domino Jack, and I have with me today Bemi, who is helping me cast.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes, pretty good so far. We did just watch Paradigm Shift playing against Forgiver in the last match, and now we're getting to watch the next game for Paradigm Shift, and we're against Earl's Shop here today. We're just waiting for both teams ready to go into our first map of Lijiang Tower today, and it looks like both teams are ready to go in here.
Yeah, we're about to get down and to the nitty-gritty of it, and hopefully for the sake of the stamina of P-Shift, we will not see them go to Game 5 again. Or if we do, great, more Overwatch for us. But unfortunately for them, that means that's just a lot of energy going into it. But either way, right now, it is going to be very interesting to see how this goes down in the beginning of this map, and we're going to see them starting on Lijiang, like you said, and we're going to be expecting on Garden probably some dive coming down to it. There's potentially also the Winston Goats. Triple DPS is also fine here. Garden, I would say, of the three, is kind of the most flexible of the maps, as it allows you to have a variety of DPS that are optional, or if you don't want to go for DPS and you just want to go for a good old fashion just goats, then you can definitely do that. There's a lot of leniency that comes with gardens.
Yeah, definitely. This is, as you've said, a flexible map. We've seen a few different compositions today, but we can see that we've got Paradigm coming out the gate there, running the Sombra, and also the Far Mercy, while Earls are coming out with the Widowmaker play from that side, probably to counter that Pharah straight up. And we can see them getting onto the point there quite quickly. New going in for that jump, trying to get Earl off that backline, and New has fallen.
Oh no!
Booped by Razor off the point. That's going to be problematic for them as their main tank has gone down. You can see Uzu trying to get in there as Tracer, trying to poke into that middle line. And it looks like the first point will go to Earl.
Yeah, good stuff from Earl, and specifically Earl as well, being able to add that pressure to the pharmacy. They really were getting shut down. It was great target prioritization. On top of that, losing your main tank in the process, especially in this meta, it's just kind of feels bad at the moment, just because there's so much that the Winston needs to do. But unfortunately, they just didn't have that jump shift available for them. But now they're going to have Ziff staggered, and things are really unfortunate. But ult economy-wise, they are starting to build stuff up. Ziff does have their EMP ready, and we're going to see the Pharah getting off, and now we're going to see Hwarang just switch on over to the Genji, which I think is a great fit. It puts pressure onto the backline of that Widowmaker, and now the tank and Roamby. Ooh!
Yeah, and we have the EMP coming out there, which did connect with quite a lot of the members there of L's shop. But we've had New jump out, trying to get some help as he got antied, but it looks like Paradigm will be able to take that point there off L's shop quite quickly, thanks to that EMP.
Yeah, beautiful stuff right there. Great execution, and just follow up on just getting on everybody. Everybody's a little bit out of position. New will try to be taken down with this EMP, but Uzumaki not finding that result here. And now they drop so many ults. They are going to switch on over. Base God does have a nano boost, which could go onto the Winston, which could find a lot of results for them here, put a lot of pressure into the backline. But I think they're just going to keep it as a normal Winston, just because they want to get that good Tesla cannon on. Ooh, the Boostio instead, actually.
Yeah, and then we've got the nanoed Winston there. Sham coming in, cleaning up quite well, but New actually taking a few out with his ultimate there as well. We've got Razor trying to hold the point there as Lucio, or trying to reclaim it, swinging around the point there. But it looks like we've got a hack in there as well by Ziff. And Uzu goes down, and then it looks like L's shop might be able to take this point back, coming in there with a few ults, trying to clear that space. I'm really sad, really trying to come in there as well, getting the mech. Yeah, they look like they might be able to hold this one. Or take it back, sorry.
They will be able to take it back and hold it down as well. They did make it a little bit expensive. Unfortunately, base guy will get booped off, but unfortunately they do get the trade. And what was really nice for them is that for both sides was a really good back and forth. So now both ult economies coming into play. Nano boosts are gone. However, the nano boost, unfortunately, going on to Lucio. I think they were trying to go for the Winston, and that's the reason why Sham was able to go on there and just push on through. So let's see.
And L's shop pulled off the point there a little bit, allowing Paradigm to get in there and to come in with that blade, cleaning up that backline there.
Yeah, and they'll just easily flip this back over. There's no real way to respond to it. Lack of sound barrier doesn't allow them to stay alive, and that Nano Boost is not a Zenyatta, so no Transcendence available. It is going to look like it's come down to a 99 versus 99 fight. Ult economy's been pretty stable for both sides. However, look at Brock. They're almost 25% away from their Nano Boost, so the Winston is going to come in pretty clutch here, and they can go in the backline and pretty much wipe this out. This could be potentially where we just see Paradigm just take this right now.
Yeah, well, L Shop coming through that white room on this push through in here, trying to get a little bit of poking in. Uzu does go down, however, to Ziff, which could be a problem to them. But we do have the bomb coming in. It doesn't unfortunately connect with anyone. We've got another bomb from the other team coming in. Both not connecting with anyone, but we do see Harang go down to Sham. The Monkey's fighting it off in there. We've got a D-Mech. I'm really sad has been D-Mech. Probably won't be able to build that up quick enough to get back in. Nu has also unfortunately gone down. It might mean that they yes, they will take this point back.
Wow, nicely done. Just a matter of seconds. Just Base God dropping the Nano Boost onto Sham before Brock could drop it onto Nu was pretty huge. And now they're just going to try to keep up this momentum, bully at spawn potentially, and just close this one out. That's pretty huge. They do have an EMP Nano Boost. Oh, but the EMP comes around for Earl.
That was a huge EMP. Got most of the team in that one. We've got Genji jumping onto plate to the point with his ult, trying to get everyone to turn back to that point. This is going to be quite a fight, but Harang does unfortunately go down. Razorfish went down as well, so we've got a bit of a trade-off there. We are at that 99 battle, as you suggested. Nu popping out the ult. Ziff coming in with another EMP, hoping to stagger. The Diva is on the point. They probably can get I'm Really Sad out of that mech, which they have. Earl coming in, trying to get a hack and a bit of poke there in the back line. We've got a bit of a Sombra battle going on as well on the point.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth, and they're still going, Domino, and there's a pulse bomb. They do manage to get Brock, but the trade's still going back and forth.
They just need to get Razor off that wall, and they have, which means provided Uzu...
Wow!
Oh, Uzu just not getting on the point there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was a very scrappy fight at the end of the day, but it was really just coming down to that ult percent charge that they had. The fact that there was a couple ults waiting in the wing with the EMP followed by the Dragon Blade allowed the rest of the team kind of to just allow that to use their initial initiative pressure to allow the rest of the team kind of just dry push and get as much ult charge as they could. So they were kind of a step ahead each time of the way. And the target prioritization seems like everything's looking pretty good. So yeah, no problems here from both sides. Really match, but I will say that it seems like just really what it came down to is just unfortunately just that Nano Boost coming on for Lucio. And just we'll see. Just gotta be careful of that Nano Boost sometime. But we're gonna see just now a traditional Zen Goats going up against this dive, and I really love Base God on the Ana still. That anti-nate's gonna be huge going up against Goats because it's so clustered.
Yeah, and we've seen Paradigm Shift getting onto the point there first, coming through around the back way, trying to hold that team fight from that point objective, which has worked in their favor. They've taken down Uzu and Razor from Earl's shop, which will work for them as they do get the cap on that point, and then they begin to push forward as expected with this sort of Goats composition to really apply pressure on the enemy team coming out.
Yeah, and on top of that, Earl seemed a little bit hesitant. They were trying to find that opening onto Ziff, most likely, as Zarya's the #1 priority to hack as a Sombra against Goats, but your second priority is literally anybody else. Earthshatter's going to come in, no shield.
That's a huge shatter down there by Nu, cleaning up the team and really keeping them off this point. That was quite a massive shatter by Nu there.
Yeah, quite massive indeed. But they are going to switch on over to the Sombra Goats, feeling that EMP will cause a greater impact. And Yeah, they're absolutely right, but Earl needs to make sure that they need to just sort of commit to the fight, because you don't want to leave your team in a goats v goats fight where it's 5v6. The rally's going to come in, and now it gives them extra armor, and they're probably just going to have to dry push and lose this fight. Look at that! I'm really sad. Already halfway down their health.
Yeah, they're taking a fair amount of damage, and Earl's not really getting in there. They do have that EMP though now ready to go, ready to pull out, but New and Brock cleaning up again. New just getting in there, cleaning up that team.
Earl just trying to just go for the hard flank, and unfortunately it took them about maybe 3 years to get to the team, and now Earl has the MP ready. They did manage to take out a couple ults, and they're going to get staggered as well, which is sucks.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like, a hard stagger.
Yeah, so I really think this is 0 to 100. Earl really needs to commit to a play here. They've been a little too hesitant.
Yeah, and they're trying again to poke from that little spot up in here, up in this little shop area. There they go with the Brig ult, trying to, as you said before, giving that extra armor as their team's pushing through, speeding in with Lucio to try get the advantage. There's the EMP. Everybody getting caught in that EP except for Brock. Coming out with the defensive ult, but unfortunately it won't be enough to hold the team up. Ziff going down as well at the end there, which gives Earl's shop the advantage at the 99%. They will claim it. What a fight.
What a fight indeed. Yeah, that was pretty much a huge fact that the EMP, even though the Transcendence was executed, they just weren't able to stay alive the rest of their team. Like, I mean, Brock's Transcendence, it just only heals really, really fast. It doesn't keep you immortal. It's not like Baptiste Immortality Field. But either way, we're going back and forth, and they do still have the ult advantage to take this back.
And we've come with a grab. We got the Diva Bomb in there as well. We had the defensive ult coming up to keep them there. We have the other grab coming in from Earl's shop. Diva has been demech'd for Paradigm Shift. Paradigm Shift, however, may have the upper advantage here. Lucio trying to get out of there. Razor trying to hold, but also get out at the same time. And Razor's gone down, which means this point will be taken by Paradigm Shift. And there's a Zen Trance pop at the end there.
Yeah, amazing stuff, and that is going to be Paradigm Shift taking the Swift 2-0. Just pretty much at the end of that, even though the Soundmeter did come out for the side of Earl's shop, they just didn't have the ability to just kind of like target prioritize. They really didn't know where to focus fire, and on top of that, they were just kind of shooting in a general direction, which it didn't seem concentrated in any way. So, you know, that Zarya Ziff was able to charge up very, very well, and also losing your main tank right away. Just again, just the importance of losing your main tank is kind of substantial, because when you lose that, especially with goats and the triple tank, triple support, your main tank's gone. That's pretty much all your shielding gone as well too, and also a lot of your aggression as well, because when you lose your main tank, your Zarya has no person to necessarily bubble to go aggressive, because that's the reason why you have that bubble onto the Reinhardt. It gives extra charge to Zarya and allows your Reinhardt to get that opening of just doing a little bit more splash damage, so that way when they finally get that extra kill with the charged up Zarya, things start working in momentum for them. So, long story short, Earl's shop did a very good job as keeping as close as they could, but I would like to see a little hesitancy coming from them and being able to commit and have a little bit better target prioritization. It could be totally different in Hollywood, though.
Yeah, no, definitely. And as you said, yes, we are moving on to Hollywood now. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of compositions are you expecting the teams to pull out in Hollywood?
Oh, well. So I don't want to shock you, Domino, but we could be seeing some pretty stellar goats. Goats is pretty much of the hybrid maps. Apart from Kings Row, Hollywood is a close second to having that good old goats, because there's not a lot of opportunities to flank. Either your enemy's on the high ground or it's on the low ground. You know where your enemy is. It's only until you reach about Saloon where there's like a good amount to flank, and even then it's like it's okay. Just because of the way that the spawn is for defense. But we are going to see the bunker composition come out as well, which is also very useful. They hang out at Cafe, which is the building on the left side of the payload, and now they're going to be in a pretty much good position. And I really like this. They forego the Bastion. They just want that pressure with the TNT in case it is goats, because the TNT is really great, and if you find the good openings where you pressure the shield and you break the shield and you can get the TNT, you can get Bob very, very quickly. And also Junkrat pressuring the shields as well. So this is just really accounting for a lot of things. You also have the hit scan in case of Pharmacy, which is coming out right now. And we're going to see a triple DPS. Uzumaki on the Hanzo will be pressuring that shield with the Storm Arrow a lot to break it. But their openings need to come very, very quickly. I'm really sad now going to go on that Sombra. And let's see how they do as well with that. I really want to see how they can hack and shut down the shields from Orisa.
Yeah, so Sombra is in that backline there, trying to find an advantage to get a hack in there to build up that EMP. You can see her just there behind the point, really trying for it. They've got this high ground held quite well. You do have L trying to apply some damage as well with the Farm Mercy, trying to get in the points there. Sham getting onto that point, trying to pull them off that high ground and distract them a little bit, which the D.Va did go down. D.Va looks like they're trying to look for the Sombra as well. Sham and D.Va on the point there. So Sham and Lee on the point there. Both are battling it out a little bit, but unfortunately Sham can seem to hide a little bit and get out of there quickly. And it looks like L's shop are pulling back as they lost their Ana in that small team fight a little bit.
Well, when you get halted, you are pretty much dead. That is just sort of the way that the ability works for Orisa, and it's really strong. What you want to do sometimes here is people like to go through security room, around the right, through the choke, and then get to cafe, and then the flank is really good. But unfortunately, they're just getting shut down. They're a little all over the place right now, as triple DPS is.
Yeah, they really need to sort of, I guess, dive up there a little bit. Here comes in some dragons, though, which it will disrupt the composition up there. We've got a Bob flying out onto the point, though.
Oh,
we've got Earl nanoed as Farah. It looks like we've got two Mercy's going out there with their ults as well. Brock's gotten his ult up as well, which has applied that extra damage. And it looks like Paradigm are able to hold this against Earl's shop, even though they did put up quite a fight there.
Yeah, they certainly did the best they could, but just the Bob, even though getting slept, very huge, just being able to shut down, and they take away Sham as well. So now they're switching on over to a more traditional dive, but they are, well, more triple DPS with the Winston coming out. They're debating on what DPS they want, along with I'm Really Sad, because they want to keep that EMP. They're debating if they want the Genji, because the Dragon Blade could shut down the bunker composition quite well.
Yeah,
but now there's a lack of ult economy, and there's just so much stuff. They don't have enough pressure to bait out the ultimate. So, I mean, right now, it looks like Paradigm Shift's staying in a good position.
It looks like they are coming onto the point there. It looks like this might be all they need. They've taken down Ziff. They've taken down Harang. Harang has taken down Sham. Ziff getting in there has been rezzed by Mighty Boy, which could change for them if Ziff can get a few picks. We look like we have a D.Va bomb ready to go as well, but they might hold on to that. Doesn't look like they're going to need that for this fight.
No, they're not regrouping as well. They're just trying to get trades. They do find Mighty Boy, so they might try to act on this, even though they're kind of lacking in ult charge and whatnot. Because look at that, Ziff has their Bob ready, and they're just going to be in for a rude surprise, and there's really just no way to stop it. Base God is probably going to nano boost Sham, but I mean, this is looking pretty dire right now. This is looking like it could potentially be the full hold, unfortunately, Domino.
Yeah, it is looking like that. They have 30 seconds left to get on that point. There they go in for the dive. We get a nanoed Winston. We also get a Bob. We get a Baptiste coming out as well. Bob has taken down two from Earl's shop. Ziff popping off there with Bob using that Baptiste ult. And we have a wipe there. Paradigm Shift able to hold. Unless Earl's shop are going to get onto that point and touch to try and stagger this, it looks like this will be a full hold, as you have said.
Yeah, just unfortunately, they're going to try their best to touch it, but not in the nick of time. And my goodness, that was pretty amazing to see here. I got to say, one of my biggest concerns going into that was just, again, the hesitancy coming in from Earl's shop. Just the fact is that they didn't know what DPS they wanted. They wanted to go triple DPS. I understand the hero switches. I'm really glad about seeing that, because that means that they understand the value of whether it's keeping the ults or the heroes to counter. But unfortunately, when they went into that EMP, which seemed like it was going to be very good for them, because they managed to get a double kill off of that, it didn't seem like they were able to follow through. They were kind of all over the place, and they made this a very scrappy fight. While triple DPS tends to thrive through scrappy fights, there needs to be a target prioritization. There needs to be an understanding of like, okay, you go for that hero, I go for that hero. It just seemed like kind of everybody was trying to find who's the nearest person to them. And it just, now they have pretty much to do, not the impossible, but a very difficult task at their hand, which is to protect one tick. Domino. It is one tick that they have to protect, and pray hope they can do it, because they are about to face the wrath of Zingoats. And with the bunker composition, they're going to go for the Bastion. Earl's not going to be on the Pharah, because that... because they want to make sure that they at least account for as much as they can. And I like the Sombra Bastion combo coming in. The hacking could be really, really good. Base God does have that invincibility shield ready. But we'll see how they go. It does. I want to see if they go. I want to see if Paradigm Shift goes through the security room and around the choke into the back line of the cafe and just kind of ram them, because that's one way to really just shut down bunker composition. And so we'll have to wait and see how it's Domino.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you can see Earl is at the back there looking for an early hack on the attacking team. Hasn't managed to get one off yet. Presuming they're going to try hack the Reinhardt or the Diva. They're going, as you've suggested, they've gone around. They're going around the back. They've pushed the L shop off the high ground. L shop rotating around to the other high ground. Coming down as well onto point. And look, we've just got a rotation. We've got a chasing rotation going on here. Yeah, and I'm really sad has been demech, which could be problematic for them. Oh, and what a quick win by Paradigm Shift there.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, I really can't say much analytically about that, except that was a game of cat and mouse, and the mouse went back into the mouse hole and totally disregarded about the cheese, which is the payload.
Except the fun chase around. That was quite funny to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I do love those go-arounds. It does make it very intense. It kind of makes you feel like it's one of those like weird like cinematic action shots where it's like the camera running around and like it's two people shooting at each other and like pew pew, and there's like slow-mo. But it's just now a giant hammer with a German man in a very big suit.
Definitely, but well done to Paradigm on that one, you know, going around the back, playing goats well and effectively there, and just, yeah, getting Earl's shop off that high ground quite quickly to rotate around.
Yeah, it's just, again, Earl's shop, I think they need to be a little bit closer on their comms, trying to find that execution and opening. It's been scary, to say the least, because Paradigm is looking pretty strong right now, and they really need to up their comps if they want to really try to fight for this. They are now on tournament life. They're not going to go to lower bracket. We're in the lower bracket. This is lower bracket semifinals, so things are going to get heated up. And you know, they made it far in the playoffs. They're in playoffs for a reason, so they're obviously a good team. Earl's shop. They just need to find that momentum coming back in. So if they want to try to bring this to map 5, this is where it's got to start now. And Paris, I think, is a good choice just because it's a new map. Nobody really knows what to do on this map yet. So this is kind of like nice even ground. It's just kind of like, I don't know what to do, but my enemy doesn't know what to do either. So this is like, nobody has an advantage, so it's great.
No, definitely. It is the newest map that has come out by Blizzard for Overwatch, and it is very much still a testing map. People are testing sort of what compositions work, where the best places are to hold, best places to flank. Usually we see teams holding up on that high point where it looks like Paradigm are going to set up again. I will set up this time with that bunker sort of composition. I have seen a few Junkrats being played on this comp as well. But that choke coming through the middle can be quite problematic for some teams. So it will be interesting to see if Earl's shop can bring it back. Because as you said, this is the one they need to win to go into another match. Otherwise, this will be for Paradigm. And you can see Earl on the Sombra again, trying to get round. We'll try to get that early hack to build up that EMP. Going around a long way, of course, as far back as we can. We can see, there was almost a dive, but didn't quite make it there by Sham, which means they've stuck on the low ground. They will try and push Paradigm off this high ground. Did you see that? He tried to jump and didn't quite make it.
And nobody was there to follow up with them as well. They just kind of went on there by themselves. That was just going to be pretty much just a monkey jumping to their death, if anything.
Uzu did go down in that fight though, however, so which means Earl's shop have pulled back to regroup a little bit there.
Yeah, but it's not a matter of if they can disengage well. They've been disengaging fine. They just kind of, unfortunately, disengage for so long that they really just kind of don't know where to go. And Earl almost going down. They do have EMP almost coming up. So there comes the Nano boost.
Yeah, there goes the Nano onto Uzumaki, but he doesn't have Blade ready. So interesting that they didn't wait for the Blade. There comes out the Bob as well. Winston. I'm really sad getting demeched there, but we do have 2 on point. Uzu and L on point. Oh, we've got an EMP4 going down with that EMP, but we have bongos coming out as well by New. There's a lot of ults being popped in this team fight to try and hold it. I am surprised by how many Paradigm have used there. Well, they used 2. I'm still surprised they popped the 2.
Well, I am as well, but I'm also not surprised that they're just kind of more like self-defense ult. Like, Bob is not really an aggressive ult. The supercharger from Marissa is not really an aggressive ult. So this was just pretty much making sure that the scrappy team fight they were going in, they could just handle it and address it. And they did it very, very well. Now they have the ult advantage still. They have pretty much a retire. That's going to be so big.
They've managed to stagger I'm really sad there at the end there as D.Va, which could be problematic to them. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if L's going to do another big push. They do have a fair few ults coming up. They've got Nano again.
Blade.
Yeah.
Potentially
and
happen.
Here they come in with the Nano Blade. We've got Mercy backing. He's taken out 2. Harang and Ziff go down by Uzu. We have a D.Va bomb coming, but it doesn't connect, unfortunately, with any. Mighty Boy does get the res off on Ziff. L does go down, however, to Brock. We have the ultimate coming out there. A few ults coming out there. Bongos as well. Another D.Va bomb coming down. Unfortunately, they did get the D.Va. D.Va has been demexed there. This could be what L Shop needs to take this point. Brock sitting there by himself, trying to hold. Harang coming back in as Tracer, doing a bit of poke damage at the back there.
1 tick.
They do have gotten the first tick. Harang holding on as Tracer, but no, it looks like that will go to L's Shop, and Paradigm will set up ready on the defensive for the second point.
Well, it was still a win condition that they took a lot of time out of the time bank. 4 minutes and 45 seconds in reality does seem like a lot, but I would like to let you know, Domino, this is 2CP, so you have such a far away spawn point, so now you have like literally maybe 3 or 4 pushes now with ultimates at your side, so now they're going to be pretty much dry pushing here. They could at least try to get a tick here because there's a little bit of switching up coming in for the side Paradigm shift.
We have a Bob coming out already. Bob has been slept. What a great sleep there by Based God. And he's going to get pushed, woken up by the D.Va, which does bring him back. He gets a couple of shots in there at the end, but doesn't really do any damage. There we go with a Nano Blade coming in, but for Uzu again, but he gets taken out. He gets hit by Harang. Tracer getting out of there as fast as possible. Razor still on the point, will need to get out of there unless they can stagger him. They managed to stagger him just at the end there.
Yeah, wow, that was really as good as it was going to get for the side of Earl's Shop. If they maybe got 1 tick, I would say that was even more worthwhile, but they managed to get out the Bob. They are switching on over to the Zengos, so it's not really too much of a surprise if they're going to drop these ults. If they're hero switching, that kind of is just sort of an indicator. Now we're going to have a Goats v Goats match, and my goodness, this is going to be interesting to see how it goes. Like, how are they going to just address this? This is kind of head-on fight territory, especially in Paris's mansion. So now we're going to see this back and forth come down, Domino.
Yeah, we can see they, as you said, they have switched to that Goats. So we're going to see, there's the D.Va bomb coming out. It it didn't manage to get anywhere. We did have Razorfish with the beat coming down there to protect the team, but Sham has gone down, which could be problematic for them as they've lose their front line. They've also now lost base, which is their support in the back. I'm really sad getting demeched. Earl going down to Brock. Uzu also going down, and it looks like Paradigm will hold this one again.
Really great attempt. Razorfish trying to keep their team alive, but unfortunately, we're kind of just spaced out by Mighty Boy a lot. Just getting those to zone out of the enemy team from each other, and when you sort of separate Ghosts, it just starts falling apart for each other. Now they're in a really good position. They have a lot of ults coming up. Dry push is coming in probably for the side of Earl's Shop, and I'm actually still a little bit surprised we saw the sound barrier, because if they just went ahead and gave into the self-destruct sequence, that would have been great. I don't know what happened. I think they're tactically resetting.
I'm not sure, but we have just seen the entire team launch themselves off the map.
What?
Okay.
Okay. Well, it seems like a little bit. There's some tribal warfare kind of battle cry call thing going down, but we'll see what happens. Ult advantage is still going for them. They have 1 minute and 50 seconds. They did at least manage to get a point. We'll see how this goes for them. Time Bank has gone in the block.
Out. Deflected though, blocked as you said by Shan. We've got a Diva Bomb coming down. A nice protect there. We've got
barrier.
We've got a grab coming out as well. Base God coming out with the Zen ultimate. New has taken down Sham. Ziff has managed to take out Uzu. So they will hold this again and push them back. And there we go. I'm really sad again off the map to regroup with their team.
Yep. Well, they will now tactically regroup by being...
Rather than tactically reset.
Yeah, so... yeah, I'm still just kind of taken aback from that domino. That was very interesting. 60 seconds remaining on the clock. They did manage to get them to pressure out one ultimate with their self-destruct sequence, so I don't know how much worth it was. Just kind of the ultimate economy is really wonky right now for the side of Earl's shop, so... I mean, right now, I feel like their win condition is just at least getting maybe a tick or two.
There we go for a hammer down. Unfortunately, we didn't connect with anyone. We did have the Brig ult as well. There is the grab. We don't have the bomb to go with it. Brock has come out with the Zen ult to counter it. Another hammer down. Again, not connecting with anybody. A lot of ults getting thrown out, but New does go down. Sham also goes down. There comes the Diva Bomb. Connecting with no one, but we have both lost their main tanks. Uzu has also gone down. Base God trying to keep his team up there with that Zen. We've got the... Oh, we've got another grab and another ult coming out there from the Lucio. New flying on in. I'm really sad. Bringing out the Diva Bomb. Again, not connecting, getting blocked there by New. And it looks like Paradigm will hold this point against L's shop. I don't think they'll be able to get back in time. And no.
Well, the fact that they got the first point at all before it went to OT is great. So at least they have a point and a tick to work with. But I mean, that's certainly winnable. It seems like
definitely winnable.
Paris is a very defense-favored map, as it's been kind of studied so far with, especially the fact that on defense you do get that piano to play with, which is really fun, and that does give a little bit of morale boost. I'm just joking as well, but either way, going into that, all execution kind of interesting. Disregarding that whole jumping off the cliff thing, I don't even know what that was.
Someone needs to clip that. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, I have a lot of questions about that, but either way, they're just going to go ahead and at least have that point to, at least that tick to defend, and they at least have that point to work with. So if they run really something very interesting, which, all right, so let's see here.
I'm just seeing a Torbjorn and a Reaper popping up.
Triple DPS. This is like a dollar store version of triple DPS. We got Brig and Lucio, no main healers. Something to pressure the shield, a good hook, and they could gang up on that with Uzumaki. Earl's got a turret, and they have great zoning. There's no synergy with this team, but it handles a lot of stuff. So if they really want to make this fight scrappy, let's see what happens. Maybe this is some secret tactic. This is like Plan X now for the side of Earl's shop, and they're executing it right now, right before our very eyes. So Domino, I'm going to be half glass full and say this is the comp that they need to save.
So they've gone around really close to the attacker's spawn.
Okay.
And yeah, they're in the room here, fighting around the staircase. Quite interesting, but it hasn't worked in their favor. New has taken down Base God. They've taken down Earl.
Oh dear.
We've seen a few go down there.
Okay.
A very interesting play. We've already got someone on the point as well. Mighty Boy's out there. Harang's already there as well. We've got New as well. Razorfish by himself. But that did not work in their favor at all. I'm not sure what the tactic was there. Maybe you can enlighten us.
No.
Oh, and Base God coming back on as Hammond, but getting booped off. Uzo coming back as getting booped off. Oh no, as well. And he's got the first one. Okay, there we go. That was interesting.
Do you want me to say anything? No, here we go. Last tick. You know what, Domino? You've been doing a great job. I think it's all up to you now to just bring this home.
They've gone straight onto the point. They're using that Brig ult to keep the team up. They're using the Zen ult as well to gain that extra health. Uzu trying to get some picks there. Base God, and I'm really sad, but no one's going to touch, and that's it. Paradigm Shift have won against some very unusual comps there at the end.
Unusual comps, unusual tactics. I have no words except Paradigm Shift just played what was textbook meta and did a very good job and executed the plays to help counter the compositions that he went up against. And I feel like that was really just Paradigm Shift just shattered their spirits at Paris. I have no words for Earl's shop. GG, you made it far. You did the best you could. Paradigm Shift looks like a very strong team to still be able to potentially get into that grand final still.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that was quite a quick win there for Paradigm Shift. Yeah, so we do have some more games as well coming up. I'm just finding our schedule just so I can let everyone know. So the next game will be at 4 p.m. It's going to be the lower round 5. I'm just going to see if we do actually have... Oh, no, wait. That was us. Sorry, my apologies. No, 4 p.m. Having a look if we can see now who will be playing in the lower round 5. Seeing if Battlefire has been updated and we can let everybody know. No, we don't know who it'll be first. We do know Paradigm Shift will be back at 4 p.m. for that game. Unknown who the other team will be, but do come back and join us. And we will have Cyberwaste and GL Phoenix casting those ones. But we hope you've enjoyed that very quick match here today with Paradigm versus L's Shop. And yeah, thank you guys all for coming and hanging out today.